Welcome in my 6th lecture of Unit 1 of Medicinal Chemistry. Students, I am Reema Sinha, working as Associate Professor in the Department of Pharmacy, Ramis Institute of Vocational and Technical Education, Greater Noida. This institute is affiliated to Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, Technical University, Lucknow. Students, today I am going to give a lecture on the mechanism of anti-neoplastic agent. This mechanism of anti-neoplastic agent I will discuss in 2 lectures. So, first is of my mechanism of anti-neoplastic part 1. Here I will discuss mechanism of alkylating agent in detail. Then I will discuss the mechanism of anti-neoplastic agent in part 2, the mechanism of anti-metabolites, antibiotic and plant alkaloids. So, let us start with alkylating agents. So, this lecture will contain introduction of alkylation, what is alkylation, what is SN1 reaction, what do you mean by SN2 reaction and what are the base pair, structure of base pair which is present in DNA and overall mechanism of alkylating agent. Here you see the structure of DNA. So, simple intercalation process anti-cancer drug is our target is DNA. So, anti-cancer drugs inhibiting the DNA, stopping the synthesis of DNA. Just image, just to explain you, just to remember what is alkylation. Alkylation, in alkylation process our main target is DNA. So, we have to stop the synthesis of DNA by mismatching base pair or by changing the structure, by cleavage the structure of base pair and by cross linkage of base pair. So, this will lead to death of DNA. So, this image you always remember, this will help you to remember the mechanism of alkylating agents. So, now I move to mechanism of alkylating agents. So, now you must be knowing what is the meaning of anti-neoplastic agent. So, anti-neoplastic agents are the drug which is used for the treatment of cancer, malignancy, tumor, sarcoma, carcinoma, leukemia and the mechanism of anti-neoplastic agents we will discuss in 4 heading. One is your alkylating agent, another was your antimetabolites, third is your antibiotics, fourth is your plant alkaloids. So, first I will discuss alkylating agent. Here alkylating agent further subclassified into nitrogen mustard, alkyl sulfonate, nitrosourea, ethylenamine and triazine. So, we will discuss classification wise mechanism. So, individually we will consider. So, first I will take nitrogen mustard. So, you should know what is alkylation. Alkylation है क्या, होता क्या है? Alkylation, alkylating agents are very reactive compounds that you have to remember. They are very reactive compounds that can act upon DNA, RNA and certain enzymes. So, alkylating agents are very reactive compounds, they can act upon DNA, RNA or certain enzymes. So, simply you can define what is alkylation now. Alkylation is the replacement of hydrogen or an atom by an alkyl group. Simple, we have to remember alkylation is replacement of hydrogen or an atom by an alkyl group. So, here alkylation we are in terms of nucleic acid. So, alkylation of nucleic acid, because our drug is anti-cancer drug, target area is DNA, DNA means nucleic acid. So, alkylation of nucleic acid, हम किसका alkylation करेंगे? न्यूक्लिक एसिड का. So, alkylation of nucleic acid involves a substitution reaction in which a nucleophilic atom of the biopolymer displaces a leaving group from the alkylating agent. You see the reaction here. This is nucleophile hydrogen, okay, and this is your drug. Okay. Simply replacement of hydrogen by alkyl group is alkylation reaction. Remember, replacement of here hydrogen, replacement of these hydrogen by this alkyl group is alkylation reaction. अल्काइलेशन किसका कर रहे हैं हम? न्यूक्लिक एसिड का. सो न्यूक्लिक एसिड का जो हाइड्रोजन है वो रिप्लेस कर रहे हैं हम अल्काइल ग्रुप से. दीज अल्काइल ग्रुप दैट इज योर एंटी न्यूप्लास्टिक एजेंट. यहाँ से आपका अल्काइल ग्रुप आ रहा है और ये कॉम्प्लेक्स बन रहा है. नाउ दिस कॉम्प्लेक्स विल लीड टू फर्दर चेंजेस इन डीएनए synthesis. So, DNA is the main target site for alkylating agent. This is in short what is alkylation. Now, these compounds produce highly reactive carbonium ion intermediate which transfer alkyl group to cellular macromolecules by forming a covalent bond. So, alkylation result in cross linking, abnormal base pairing or seizure of DNA strand, cut the DNA strand. The two components of DNA that can be alkylated are sugar phosphate and base pair. You see the structure DNA, this is the sugar phosphate and here there is a base pair like thymine, adenine, guanine, cytosine, these are the base pair. So, the two components of DNA that can be alkylated are sugar phosphate and base pair. And what are the site for alkylation? That is important, you should know. You know DNA contains guanine, cytosine, adenine, base pair. So, 7 nitrogen of guanine, very important, I have mentioned here 7 nitrogen of guanine, 1 and 3 nitrogen of adenine and 3 nitrogen of cytosine are very susceptible to alkylation. These are the target area where alkylation reaction can take place. Okay. So, 7 nitrogen or it can be 1 or 3 nitrogen of adenine, 7 nitrogen of guanine, 1 and 3 nitrogen of adenine and 3 nitrogen of cytosine. These are the important sites where nucleophilic reaction can take place. Here you see the reaction, you see SN1, that is your substitution nucleophilic unimolecular, substitution nucleophilic bimolecular is SN2 reaction. Why I have mentioned SN1 SN2 reaction? You know many alkylating agent works through SN1 reaction and many alkylating agent जो mostly they are bifunctional group containing groups, they work through SN2 mechanism. So, you should know what is the difference between SN1 and SN2. So, SN1 reaction is here, that is your substitution nucleophilic reaction unimolecular, you can say, or you can say 1. Here substitution nucleophilic reaction bimolecular. Okay. What is the difference between SN1 and SN2 mechanism? General, you see the reaction, this is alkylated part. Okay. Here we see SN1 reaction, SN2 reaction. SN1 reaction is two-step reaction. In first step, generation of carbonium ion. Alkylating agent under physiological condition, it generate carbonium ion, that is your R plus. This is your alkylating agent. So, in first step it generate carbonium ion. Now, these carbonium ion are very reactive and it combined with the nucleophile, it search for the agent which are having high electron density. So, these are the nucleophile of DNA. So, it second step it interact with the DNA base pair, that is your N7 of guanine, and it forms a complex, that is your alkylated DNA part. So, this is two step reaction, SN1 reaction. So, most of the alkylating agents work through SN1 mechanism and other alkylating agents they work through SN2 mechanism. In SN2 mechanism, you see here one is your single step, this is your transition phase. In transition phase, you see R is leaving the substrate, alkyl group leaving the substrate, and the same time nucleophile is attached. So, these are the transition phase. At the same time, at 180-degree angle, one group is leaving, another group is attaching. So, this is the transition phase which are very unstable, and then it forms a complex. These are the alkylated complex. So, these products, final products is same, but the mechanism is different. One drug may be act through SN1 mechanism, another drug may be act through SN2 mechanism. Okay. So, these are the basic concept of SN1 SN2 mechanism. So, now I move to base pair. You see the structure of base pair. Here you see the structure of thiamine, here you see the structure of cytosine. Only difference you see basic ring is same. Okay. Difference here methyl group is there, here methyl group is missing, here oxygen is there, here amino group is there. So, difference is here and here. This is the difference between cytosine and thiamine. Another is your adenine and guanine. You see the structure of adenine and guanine, almost similar structure is there near about, only difference you see here amino group is there and here oxygen is there and here amino group is missing. So, this is the purine base, we compare with the purine base almost similar structure. So, see the position, this is the N7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, this is 7 nitrogen. So, 7 nitrogen of guanine, 7 nitrogen of guanine, this is the base site for nucleophilic attack. And I told you 3 adenine, see the position 1, 2, 3 nitrogen, 3 adenine, this is important site for nucleophilic attack. So, this is base site. On another site is also, that is your 1 nitrogen, you see the structure, this is also for nucleophilic attacks. So, 1, 3 adenine and 7 guanine are the most important site where nucleophilic attack will take place. So, you have to remember these are the base site N7 and 3 adenine. Now, you just see the what is the mechanism of alkylation. Alkylating agent, it forms highly reactive carbonium ion, either SN1 mechanism. You just see SN1 mechanism, they form highly reactive carbonium ion. Then it transfer alkyl group to nucleophilic site on DNA base. DNA base means guanine or adenine. N7 guanine is most susceptible for nucleophilic attack. So, it transfers the alkyl group to nucleophilic site of DNA base. So, this is N7 of guanine. What will happens? First, alkylating agent generate carbonium ion, that is very highly reactive. It transfer alkyl group to nucleophilic site of DNA. So, what will be the result? Result in either cross link. If it is bifunctional group alkylating agent, then it will be cross link. I will show how it will cross link it. Next, may be abnormal base pairing. Due to abnormal base pairing, synthesis of DNA will stop, it will not take place, or DNA strand breakage will lead to decrease the cell proliferation. So, this is the general mechanism of alkylating agent. Now, you take one example. This is the alkylating agent meclofen. Here you see under physiological condition it generates carbonium ion. First step, that is your alkylating agent generate highly reactive carbonium ion. Here you see alkylating agent generate highly reactive carbonium ion, right. Now, this carbonium ion will attack N7 of guanine. Now, this is the carbonium ion and this is the structure of guanine and this is the DNA. So, this is the part of DNA. So, it has written like this structure of guanine and this is the DNA. Okay. So, now this will attack to N7 of guanine. So, this is the guanine structure and this is the N7, 7th position of nitrogen is here. So, now this nitrogen this will attack here. You see the structure, this nucleophile attach here, or now this is the alkylated part of DNA. Okay. So, this is the alkylated part of DNA. Now, this agent act by alkylating the N7 of guanine in DNA which lead to alteration of guanine, या तो guanine के structure को change करेगा, it lead to alteration of guanine so that it form abnormal base pair with thiamidine, miscoding होगा जिससे कि DNA की synthesis नहीं होगी, और it can cleavage the imidazole ring. You see the guanine structure, you just go back, you see the guanine structure, here you see the guanine structure, imidazole ring is there, 1,3 nitrogen with 5 membered ring, that is your imidazole ring. So, जब इसके साथ कंबाइंड हो रहा है तो ये क्या कर रहा है, imidazole रिंग को क्लीवेज कर रहा है, इसको ब्रेक कर रहा है. सो आइदर इट क्लीवेज द imidazole रिंग ऑफ guanine, thus destroying the guanine property. इस imidazole रिंग के साथ ये कंबाइंड हो रहा है तो ये ग्वानिन की प्रॉपर्टी को डिस्ट्रॉय कर रहा है. देन यू मूव टू linking of guanine pairs producing cross linked DNA strand which cannot replicate. If you see here this structure, bifunctional alkylating agent will act by either intra-strand or cross linking. You see the here कि this is the example of cross linking or this is the example of intra linking, intra strand linking within the strand, and here you see the cross linking. So, generally bifunctional alkylating agent after attacking with the N7 of guanine, either they can destroy the structure of imidazole ring of guanine so that DNA will lost, or it can make abnormal base pairing so that guanine will DNA will lose its property and the DNA synthesis will not take place. In this way it will inhibit the cancer cell, or it can be intra-strand linking and cross linking. This is the example of intra-strand linking and this is the example of cross linking. So, by this way it can also block the synthesis of DNA. Here one example is there, carmustine. You see the carmustine example. Okay. Carmustine after alkylation generate carbonium ion, that carbonium ion it combined with guanine part of the DNA and it forms complex. Okay. And it is cross linkage. This is the example of interstrand cross linking. Here you see guanine and cross linking is there. So, cross linking will result in DNA replication, inhibit the DNA replication and finally, the cell death and dead cell. So, cancer cell will dead. So, in this way it inhibits the DNA synthesis. This is just example of carmustine I am taking. Okay. And last example, that is the meclorphane. You have seen the example here, meclorphane. You can show by structure this drug will generate carbonium ion. This is the good example of alkylating agent. So, this generate carbonium ion and this carbonium ion act on N7 of guanine of DNA base. So, here you see the N7 of guanine, here lone pair electron is there, highly electron density here. So, it combine, it forms alkylated part of DNA. Now, this will result either in cross link or abnormal base pairing, cross link or abnormal base pairing and DNA strand breakage. Okay. So, which lead to cell proliferation. So, in this way it inhibit the DNA synthesis. So, another example you can take busulfane. This drug acts through SN2 nucleophilic displacement and it cross link the DNA. You have to mention one mechanism in detail like nitrogen mustard I have mentioned here. Another example you just show by in word like busulfane, it acts through SN2 nucleophilic mechanism, it is okay, and in cross link the DNA, that is more sufficient. Because earlier you have already mentioned like this. This is the full explanation of alkylating agent. Okay. Next classification of alkylating agent is nitrosourea. Okay. This nitrosourea is different type of alkylating agent. Here this nitrosourea produces carbonium ion that can alkylate an isocyanate. You see example here, I have taken the example methyl nitrosourea. Here you see methyl nitrosourea, first he form methyl dihydroxide. Okay. Now, this methyl dihydroxide and isocyanic acid will generate methyl diazonium ion. These methyl diazonium ion. Now, these methyl diazonium ion is liberate methyl carbonium ion. Here you will get carbonium ion, that is your highly reactive. Now, this carbonium ion will alkylate to DNA base pair. So, this is the mechanism of nitrosourea. Last slide I have mentioned, it is a different type of alkylating agent, produces carbonium ion that can alkylate an isocyanate. How it produces carbonium ion? This reaction will help to understand कि methyl nitrosourea first convert into methyl dihydroxide, then it will convert into methyl diazonium ion and which liberate methyl carbonium ion. Now, this is your R plus. In general reaction where you have did R plus, this is your carbonium ion. Now, this carbonium ion will alkylate the nucleophilic part of DNA, that is your N7 of guanine, and it make complex and either mismatching base pairing or cross linking, so that DNA synthesis will not take place. Okay. Here you see the mechanism of all anti-cancer agent. This is the chart, you can say all anti-cancer agent. You can take the example of alkylating agent. Just now we have done alkylating agent. So, you see there alkylating agent like nitrosourea, example cisplatin. What they will do? They will cross link the DNA. They will cross link the DNA, inhibit the synthesis of DNA. If you take the another example like hydroxyurea, it inhibits ribonucleotide reductase. If you take the example of anti-metabolites, we will discuss in detail in a further lecture. Just table this is so to remember in short what is the mechanism of anti-neoplastic agent. If you take the example of methotrexate, it will inhibit the DTMP synthesis. If you take the example of cytarabine, it inhibits the DNA synthesis. If you take the bleomycin, it just cut the DNA strand, just act like a seizure, it cut the DNA strand. So, just to remember like this, you can make a flow chart and remember the mechanism of all the anti-neoplastic agent. Like alkylating agent, you can make cross-linked DNA, or you can say mismatching the base pair. And if you take the example of antibiotic like doxorubicin, daunorubicin, dactinomycin, they are intercalation. Intercalation means under DNA will partially unwind and the drug will fit between the base pair, and the suitable base pair is guanine and cytosine, because it will form hydrogen bonding. So, इन दिस वे इंटरकलेशन प्रोसेस के थ्रू ये डीएनए सिंथेसिस को इनहिबिट करते हैं, जिससे कि डीएनए की सिंथेसिस रुक जाती है. सिमिलरली like vincalcolite, it inhibits microtubule function, it dissolve the microtubule, so that cell will be dissolution of microtubule take place and the mitosis से anaphase जो बनता है, that division will not take place, and in this way DNA will not synthesize. If we take the example of here methotrexate, thioguanine, 6-mercaptopurine, it even purine ring. So, this antagonize the function of purine analog. So, this is the simple way to remember the mode of action of all anti-neoplastic agents. So, students, I have discussed what is alkylation, what is SN1 SN2 reaction, and what is base pair, and how alkylating agents act. It forms carbonium ion. Just remember, it forms highly reactive carbonium ion, and that carbonium ion will attack at the N7 of guanine to form alkylated nucleophilic part of DNA, and that result in either mismatch base pairing, cross linking, or cut the DNA strand. So, these are the mechanism of alkylating agents. So, we have covered all the examples of alkylating agents. Thank you.